Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you. It's going over Tube. Hope you're well today. Hope you're feeling grand and all is well in your world. Hello there. Yes, you've all seen this guitar. You all know it. Hopefully you all love it. As this is the gorgeous vintage Lemon Drop. It's the Peter Green model that you've seen in a million videos of mine. Anyway, this is called a Lemon Drop update video, plus other things. Because recently, the bridge pickup volume for the bridge pickup. Doy, Dave. I'm clever, aren't I, really, when you think about it? Anyway, the bridge pickup volume recently died on me. And it's kind of one of my pet peeves with vintage, is they use those really tiny pots, and they don't normally last very long. And it's like one of my little pet peeves. They put so much money and effort into making the guitar feel and play and sound fantastic, and then they use those really crummy little pots that after a certain amount of turns just go, nah, I'm not working anymore. But anyway, I thought it was an opportunity for me to mod this beast, because there's always certain things about Les Pauls that I don't particularly like. I don't like the two volumes, I don't like the two tones. So I thought, I've had an idea. So I gave it to my my very, very good friend Richard, who's like an absolute genius for modding guitars and building and fixing guitars up and just making guitars. And what happened is, what we've done, or what he's done more like, is what we've got is we've got a single master volume. So this is just a master volume for both up, net, middle, and in between. So single master volume, master tone, and a coil tap. And this tone here does absolutely nothing. It's not even in the circuit. It's just totally out of the circuit. So that's doing nothing. And this is only doing a coil tap. So you can turn it on to your heart's content, but it's only a coil tap. And you pull it out for the single coil, push it in for humbucker. And the reason I wanted a master volume is because I always, with Les Pauls, being a Strat player predominantly, I'll always turn one pickup off. And then because I like to flick between the pickups so much, I'll end up kind of like I'll go from like the bridge pickup to the neck pickup, and I find the neck pickup's off, and I've quickly got to kind of get the volume up. And so I thought, right, well, let's get rid of that totally and just have a master volume. So now you've just got... So you just got that, and then also you got your master tone. Okay, so that was kind of like the first mod. The other mod we did, my friend Richard, he put a 1 meg pot in the volume. So the volume pots are 1 meg. It's not, when you get the Lemon Drop, it's a 500K. Just a standard kind of like thing for a humbucker guitar. But and I've always found the Lemon Drop to be quite bright as a Les Paul, and that's what I love about it. It's a very bright Les Paul, and I love bright sounding Les Pauls, and I like that dark, woolly, muddy kind of sound. So that's not the Les Paul sound to me in my head. So he put a 1 meg pot in there, and it made a world of difference. It just brightened up the guitar even more than it already was. So from kind of like it was always a bit like this, but like that, and then it's kind of like. It's just got a little bit more. It's just got a little bit more twang, and I love that. And again, I can't thank my friend Richard enough for doing this for me, because I wanted to do it myself, and I looked at the wiring of the Les Paul. I was like, huh? What? I don't understand. It's just, my brain couldn't fathom it. So, thanks to my good friend Richard, I have like, my dream Les Paul. And then it got me thinking. So, well, before I talk about that more, let me show you some more sounds, and then I'll move on to the coil tap or the coil split or whatever you want to call it. So this is the bridge humbucker with just the jackhammer on. kind of like Telecaster on steroids kind of sound. You know, really, really cool. And then you get your middle be out of phase. Oh. If you get down here, it sounds Octavia-ish. And then you get your net pickup, which I loved in the first place, but I love even more now because for those kind of like Peter Green moments. And if you like, and then because we're still in humbucker mode, if you stick like the governor on top of the jackhammer, and I don't. None of my settings on the amp or the pedals have changed from my Strat. So these are the exact same settings I use for all my guitars. And they just work. You know, there's no tweaking required, which I like very much, because I don't really like to tweak. Once things are set, that's where they stay. Forever and ever and ever. Anyway, humbucker with distortion. It just gives you that really cool Gary Moore thing. And so on and so forth. And I love having that master volume. It's just so easy to get to. Turns the guitar off and all is well in the world. So, and it got me thinking, because you see a lot of humbucker guitars like Les Pauls now with coil taps. So you can split the coils and get a single coil. And a lot of people say, oh, then, it's like the ultimate like versatile guitar because you can get your Fender sounds and you can get your big fat Les Paul tones. And I was like going, let's put that to the test. So, I was messing about for a bit, and then I stumbled across that I kind of got it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to compare the single coil mode of the Lemon Drop to my actual single coils in my white Strat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn the room mics off, and we'll just hear the close mic, so you get a real up close and personal sound of the Les Paul coil tap and then the Strat coil tap. And what I'll do is I'll play the Strat first, and then I'll play this, and we'll see how close we get. So, without further ado, let's turn the room mics off. Let's go to the close mic and coil tap for Les Paul. Well, actually no, let's get the switch to the Strat first, and then we'll go to the Les Paul. Anyway, let's do that. I'm getting carried away. I need sedating. Anyway. Oh yeah, and also quickly, before we go to room cab mic only, I forgot to mention that I'm going to play the riff to Scar Tissue, as it's one of my favourite single coil riffs, and it's just distinctly a single coil sound. So I'm just going to go around that once, and then I'm going to switch to the Les Paul with the coil tap engaged, and we'll see how close it gets. And then I'm going to play... and then I'll play something else on the bridge pickup, and we'll see how close that gets. So it'll be neck pickup first on the white Strat, and then the Lemon Drop, and then it'll be bridge pickup on the white Strat, and then the Lemon Drop, and we'll see how close we get. And you can let me know what you think in the comment section below, lovely people of the tube. So let's get to it. Ha ha! Okay, so let me know in the comment section below what you heard. To me, it was close, but not quite. Especially the bridge humbucker. It didn't quite have the It was close. It was very, very close, but it didn't quite have the right kind of tonality. There was something different, something off about the bridge humbucker. The neck humbucker was really close. Split. Like, it was really, really close. I mean, that pickup sounded really close, I thought, to that. But again, it just got me thinking, really. Like I say, you know, how close is it to a Stratocaster or a Telecaster kind of sound if you do humbucker a Les Paul? If you do split a Les Paul humbucker. I'm clever, aren't I? But anyway, but yeah, I thought, you know, little, not particularly scientific test, but a little test on this guitar to my number one. I was curious to how different it was, and I thought I would drag you all along with me. So I hope you don't mind, because I actually A/B'd them yet. I've kind of EQ'd the Les Paul to where I'm thinking that sounds Stratty, but I haven't actually heard them back. But to me, playing them just now, the neck humbucker sounded very similar. It didn't sound the same. It didn't sound like a proper single coil. Like, I'd say proper single coil, but maybe that's not the right word. It didn't sound like 100%. It sounded like 90 though. It sounded like 90, somewhere between 90 and 95%. It really, really close kind of sound to you know, that really cool. Volume's down, Dave. And I still do the volume thing, even though I've got one master volume. Clever boy. It still has that. But it's got this weird thing on the low string. They don't sound quite as full and as round as they do on the Strat. The treble pickups do. It's got this kind of like I don't want to say thinness because it's not thin. It's just, there's just a different tonality. Yeah, it's almost kind of like a more of a snappy, twangy kind of thing going on the bridge pickup and the neck pickup on the E, A, and D strings than there is on the Strat, where it's a bit warmer and rounder sounding. Excuse me, everybody, but it gets really close, and it does. And say, since my friend Richard put the core tap in, it does make this guitar a lot more versatile than it was before, because I can get those kind of pseudo Strat Telecaster-esque kind of sounds. Because when it's coil, when the core tap's off, it does have that kind of Telecaster on. You know, that kind of Telecaster on steroids, Les Paul thing, which I absolutely love and adore. You know, it's bright, but it's fat. You know, really, really big sound, especially when you kind of kick distortion on. You know, it's really, really big and fat sounding and full. And then obviously, you know, you can take some of that low end away with the core tap. It gives you really cool single coil kind of sounds. Sounds. What was that? Where did that come from? Anyway. But yeah, I do feel that the E, A, and D strings sounded totally different to the E and D strings on the Strat. The G, B, and E not so much, but I do feel the difference was the bridge humbucker. The neck humbucker was close. I would say about 90% there to a proper single coil, and I feel the bridge humbucker was a little bit further back, but not miles off. It was like 85%, if you will. But again, that's just me hearing it here. I haven't heard it through the close mics, but it'd be interesting actually. But anyway, let me know what people of the tube. Let me know what you heard. Let me know how you how close you think it kind of like, you know, the lemon drop got to actually kind of replicating that kind of stratty kind of sound. Because I think it's really close, and like I said, it just made this guitar immensely versatile. And my number one tip now for everybody who's got a lemon drop: get a 1 meg pot. Seriously, get a 1 meg pot in it. It just opens the guitar up. I mean, with the 500, it was open anyway, but with the 1 meg, it's even more like alive, and it just it's just ridiculous. One of the best guitar solos of all time, Mr. Scott Gorham, everybody, of Thin Lizzy. But anyway, enough on that. But yeah, this guitar has just opened up even more now, and I love it even more. And I love the fact, like, with the coil tap, I can actually gig it for songs where I would, you know, if I want to gig this guitar, if I wanted to gig this guitar before the coil tap, it was always like, yeah, but it doesn't do that single coil thing to an extent where I can kind of get away with it and feel comfortable doing it. Now, with the coil tap, it gives me that ability to actually kind of go, you know what, I can actually gig this guitar, like, it's more versatile, and I can gig it more than I used to be able to, because I can get the pseudo single coil thing going on. So I can kind of use it for Jimi Hendrix stuff, and some of the most of the Dukes Deluder stuff is all single coil stuff. So, you know, I can, you know, you can kind of get away with it. It's really cool. You know, and then at a moment's notice you can whack the humbucker in and just... You can go to big fat humbuckery sounds. So yeah, that's my number one that's Dave's recommendation of the day, everybody. If you've got a vintage lemon drop 1 meg pot, seriously, it just opens the guitar up something rotten. It's amazing. Anyway, yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video today. Anyway, like I say, I wanted to do a little update on this, and I thought, you know, like I said, I'll drag you along and just see how close a coil tapped kind of humbucker, like Les Paul style guitar, gets to like, you know, a proper single coil. And I reckon it's really, really close. I mean, it's not, as a single coil fanatic, it's a single coil has the closest, is the closest pickup to like is the perfect pickup to me. The single coil pickup on a Strat, especially the ones in my white one, are the perfect Strat sound for me. It's just, there's something in single coils. I love them to bits. I love them more than P90s and humbuckers any day of the week. Even with 60 cycle hum, especially with Strats, you can just get to your volume and turn it off. But I totally forgot where I was going. Anyway, but yeah, single coils, I love them to bits. But I think this does a really cool job. And like I say, it's just made this guitar more versatile, and that's what I'm always after in a guitar, is like something that can do multiple things. Like the Strat has always been and always will be my ultimate guitar, because it does everything. It does absolutely everything, even with single coils. For it, within my means. Obviously, if you were going to give it to somebody who needs a 7-string to play, like, you know, gent music, you know, a Strat might not, could it? But a video just come to mind. Does a Strat do heavy, like ridiculously heavy metal? Maybe one day we'll get to that. Anyway, but yeah, so yeah, I thought I'd drag you along with that. So I hope you don't mind. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's been informative, so to say. But like I say, 1 meg pot in one of these is a must in my opinion. It's just absolutely ridiculous. I'm gonna get 1 meg pot put in my Epiphone as well to see what that does, because this has just made me go like literally like that. For some reason that hurt my ear. But anyway. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, everyone. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you again on Monday. I have a very, I have an Amped demo on Friday, but I don't want to say too much about it. If you follow me on Facebook, you'll know what I'm on. You'll know. But I have an Amped demo for you next Friday. Monday, I don't know what I'm doing Monday, and obviously Q&A Wednesday will be happening as usual. But yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video, everybody, and I'll see you again. Have a great morning, afternoon, evening, a great weekend. Goodbye now. And I've become Tarzan.